Emotional damage.
Emotional.
Recording in progress. Now the emotional damage is starting.
Emotional damage.
So for
This is
the
the first start of the recording.
Yeah, absolutely.
Emotional
Damage.
How much
Um,
emotional damage can we inflict with our actions?
Hey, you can always deal morale harm. Is always
Just
a thing.
always just emotional damage.
Also, we're changing morale to emotional damage.
Yeah, that makes sense.
NPCs.
I'd be frustrated if we did.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Any other questions before we jump in?
Where are we jumping in?
Like 10 years in the future.
I will give us a cue
I
in.
hate you so much.
Duncan has like an eye patch and a peg leg. It's the darkest time. Sanbi's been dead for like 16 years. And like Regina's playing her. Regina's
10
playing
years
her
in the
ghost.
future, dead for
Her ghost-
16 years.
Yeah, she's been. Duncan's not doing well. He's talking to her ghost, played also by Regina.
Rip.
Don't,
also by
same
Regina.
as it never was this shit with me.
It was.
Does everyone have an animal fact before we jump in?
Oh
Absolutely.
shit.
Oh shit. I have
Didn't do
loads
my
of them.
homework.
Literally, can I go first for my animal fact? I'm so ready for my animal fact.
Yeah, you
Fish.
always
You
go
go
first.
first anyway.
Yeah.
You
always
go
gonna
first anyway, because
Yeah.
I'm last, because I'm most important, per your own rules.
Okay, Louise, this is the 10 years in the future version. You have to let us go. We've all been dead. The accident wasn't your fault. That's what we're gonna. Rebecca
What do you
is
mean
like,
the accident wasn't
we
my
all
fault?
died in session 1. We all did the fate wagon plan, and it crashed again. And this whole campaign has been in Rebecca's head the entire time.
I did that on purpose. I planned that shit. You can't pin any of it on
The
me.
last freaking session is Thelonious being like, "It's okay. It wasn't your fault."
It's not your fault.
Sobs into a bowl of soup
And it
by
was
herself.
all a dream.
It's gonna be so depressing.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Woodland. This is our 4th session of Rootless, a game of might, right, and arson. My name is Colin Ott. I will be your Woodland Whisperer for the evening, aka your GM. Let's meet our voracious vagabonds. Duncan?
Hello, I'm Kyle Ott, and I'm better known as Desks and Dorks. When I'm not playing here, I make role-playing games, but most of the time, if I am here, I'm playing as Duncan, the soup-loving badger arbiter. And my fact is, despite their many arms and desire to do so, most jellyfish are not forklift certified.
Hey,
Fuck you.
my name is Michael Whalen. I'm playing Thelonious from the Ronin playbook, and my animal fact is that lots of humans really like sloths.
I'm Megan. I play Cal, the deer tinkerer. Be found at Megan O'Cappy on TikTok. My animal fact is that platypus, or platypi, don't have stomachs.
Hi, I'm Reggie. I play Zombie, the Raconteur playbook. Yeah, I said it right. You can find me at Rennie Quiche on TikTok, Instagram, doing some cool art things. My animal fun fact is, did you know starfish don't have any brains?
I'm Emily. I play Red, who is a red squirrel. I just forgot my class. Scoundrel, a red squirrel scoundrel. And my animal fact is that in Finland, squirrel pelts were used as currency in ancient times before the introduction of coinage. So the expression squirrel pelt is apparently still widely understood there to be a reference to money. But don't get any ideas.
Hi, I'm Louise. I play Rebecca the Harrier. You can find me on TikTok as Off His Maracas. And my fun animal fact is that some birds in juvenile years cannot sleep because they need to consume so much food to grow that they have to eat 24/7. So in order to rest, they will turn off half of their brain at a time.
Same.
Yeah, that feels like Duncan.
That feels like me at a pizza buffet. That's like it's just half of the function.
My animal fact this week is that the world's oldest known breed of domesticated dog dates back to 329 BC. So we've had dogs for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, last we left off, the crew enlisted Mindle Sweetbottom, Neo, and the rest of the Silk Handkerchiefs to assist in the fight at Windgap Refuge. you all met a curious badger named Castus Chirp, a recorder playing bard, and potentially an ex-keeper in iron. We saw the return of Duncan as well as the departure of Sabian. Cal had a bit of an emotional moment, but steeled her resolve, and the Vagabonds came up with a plan to attack Windgap Refuge with the help of the originals and the Silk Handkerchiefs. And we ended the session with the group amassed at night, ready to take on Windgap. So we'll open up there with you all, with your troops here. The cool night air fills your lungs. You can look out and see a multitude of fireflies that light what is slowly becoming a darker and darker night sky. I'd like to take this opportunity now, if anybody would like to pair up in groups just to role play. I know that you guys have a set plan for like what you want to do, but if anyone's feeling like emotional during this point, you guys are about to hit like your first big battle. If anybody wants to couple up and do some role play, I would love to, give that opportunity to you guys.
Yeah, Red would actually want to kick it off with just everybody. Like at one point while we were standing around, you would notice that Red is kind of looking just kind of nervous, just kind of bounced around from foot to foot, trying to think through the preparations. And I'll turn to you all and say, why are you doing this? We just met each other. Why are you doing this? Why are you helping me? This doesn't make sense.
Duncan's gonna shrug for a second and like put one big heavy paw under her shoulder, and just kind of look at her and go, "That's right. You have a good plan. We have some relatively good companions. It's the right thing to do. That's worth doing. Plus, if I let Rutabaga go by herself, she'll brag all the time about how I didn't show up, so can't have that happen."
Irrespective of what Turnip Head just said, I dropped a car on all of you at the same time. So I feel kind of like I need to make up for that. Also, these are the guys that I was supposed to fuck with to begin with. I'm just fucking with them harder now. This is fun.
Fun's not a bad reason either. Look, I think I don't want to speak for everyone here, but I don't know. It feels like the right thing to do. And this feels like the right group of people to do it with. It's more provocation and a better reason to do this than I've had to do most things in my life. What about you, Kat?
That helps.
Yeah, I gotta second that. I don't like these weapons. I know what these weapons can become. I know what these cats do. And if it helps you too, Red, I'm okay with that. But I think that this whole clearing needs to be cleared out.
Well, I certainly agree.
You make a good hero, Red. Imagine all the fun stories that we're going to be able to tell with each other after this is all done.
Well, here's hoping that it all goes well.
Well, you're going to need some explosions, and I think I'm probably the best person to do that. So I think we can pull this off.
Cal, can you do anything with these? And I hand you those broken scythes from the first episode.
Yep, that should come in quite handy, actually. I will take this off your hands. Do you want anything for them?
Blow something up?
I could do that.
Awesome. Cal, are you using dismantle?
Yeah, I will use the dismantle feed. That's okay.
Sweet. Yeah. So for the viewers at home, and if you guys don't know, dismantle is a tinkerer ability that allows you to take a broken piece of equipment and essentially destroy it forever, but you get to get 2 depletion back. So it's very, very good if you have useless items or things break and you're like, what do I do with this? Just give it to your tinker. Turn it into money or bombs or whatever tinkerers do.
I'd like to just sort of nudge Cal and kind of ask if she wants to have a chat.
Cool. So we have Cal and Rebecca. We've got Duncan and Red. Sanvi.
I'll take Thelonious off to the side.
Beautiful. All right, let's just run them in order. Duncan and Red, go ahead.
I'm going to wait till everyone is out at earshot, and I'm going to look back at her again. You nervous?
Yeah. The last time I tried to do something like this, it all went wrong pretty quickly, so I'm nervous.
Good. Means you're not a shite leader. If you weren't nervous, I would be worried. Yeah, Sonvi is always overly positive, but she's not wrong. You're a good hero for the moment. Trust me when I say that the moment often chooses you rather than you choosing it.
That certainly seems to be the case in this instant.
It's the case in most instances. Yeah, first battle I ever fought and I nearly shit my guts out. Not that I'd ever tell any of the soldiers that.
Well,
Trust me.
I'll make sure to use the bathroom before we go.
Yeah, neither that I just wear brown trousers. There is
Yeah,
one more thing
fair
I want
enough.
to talk to you about. Your doctor friend, the one who's making these guns. We're trying to stop these weapons from getting into the hands of anyone else. You and I both know what would happen if the Marquis got a hold of them. The lizard cult. I shudder to think what would happen if the Eerie could fly around with the weapons they've got. Is he going to stop making these?
Honestly, I don't think so. Well, I guess I'll say he's motivated by the pursuit of science. And so my hope is that maybe we could get him to a different clearing where he could better deploy the pursuit of science for good, for solving engineering
Something-
challenges or something like that, and not focused on building weapons.
You're a good person, Red. I mean that, sincerely. And I say that not as a good person, but as someone who isn't one. I know what good looks like. But your friend, whether you love him or not, is a danger to all of us. And sometimes you make a hard decision, even if not the decision that you want to make. Somebody like that, left unchecked, is a problem. Don't think about it too much. Just think about getting the others out of this battle alive. But if it comes down to it, it might be a problem we'd have to solve. I'm going to pat her one more time on the shoulder. And one more thing before I go get Sonvi and the rest of those, oh God, soldiers. I hesitate to call them that. Ready? But for someone who spent most of their life on the fringes, you do a pretty good job of a soldier yourself. And that,
Well, thanks.
I can speak on with some authority. Oh, Red, you have a nice saying. See you when the smoke clears.
Hmm.
All right, and then I'm going to go trot on over to where I know the originals are.
Awesome. Let's move now to Cal and Rebecca.
Rebecca kind of makes eye contact with Cal. It's pretty hard to do, being so low to the ground.
Also, just I don't imagine she's the type to look people in the eye that often.
She fails then. Yeah, I'm not even going to try. It's just like, do you want to just pop over to the side for a sec? It's nothing important. Don't have to.
Do you need something repaired?
No. Not yet. Nothing mechanical. Emotionally, maybe, but don't we all?
I
I'm
suppose.
nervous.
You're nervous.
Yeah.
Why?
I noticed everyone seemed rather interested in whether or not you were okay, and you seemed rather interested in not responding. And also noticed Fabian's gone elsewhere.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask you if you're okay. I think that's rather a moot point at this present moment. But you know, just if you ever want someone around to not ask you how you are and not ask you about emotions and just, you know, generally not do anything and just let you be, it's fine by me.
I mean, I appreciate the offer, but I feel like there's bigger things to worry about than whatever Sabian's doing, however I'm feeling. Like, we could potentially be dead in a few hours from now. So I feel like gunpowder is more important than feelings.
Well,
There's time for that later.
But you just said that we could die soon. So what if there isn't time for that later?
Oh well.
I grew up with 6 siblings. We didn't always talk to each other. We keep things bottled up. And quite like, sometimes when you're upset, but you don't want to look upset, you can end up kind of hurting yourself and everyone else. And we haven't talked much, but you seem too nice to be hurting yourself.
I'm grateful for that you think that.
I'm a very good judge of character. I may not seem like it. I'm a little the word my mum uses is idiosyncratic. I think that means that I'm not like anyone else. But I can stop talking and be observant. People often stop pretending around you when they think you're so wrapped in your own conversation that you don't notice. And I just, I do notice. And I noticed that you weren't doing okay, which is why there's no point in asking. So I'm not going to hug you because I think you might stab me with one of your antlers, but just know that I noticed.
I mean, the talking is okay. It's okay for people that are good at it. I am not very skilled with my words. I don't have the gift of the gab like Zombie does, so getting what's here in my head out to where you are, I can't do that very well. The important thing that you need to know is I will be okay. I'll figure it out. But for now, I just want to blow stuff up.
That works too. My brother Sorrel likes to dig a lot when he's mad. Because he's not good with words. He is, but he doesn't like using them. Kind of like you. And you kind of have to just read his vibe. And I think blowing up stuff would be cool.
I like seeing the aftermath, I suppose.
Like the chaos, like no one could ever control it, but it doesn't matter because it's there.
I think it's being the one in control, the one that makes it happen, because there's been a lot of situations I've not been able to control. So it's nice, I suppose, being the one to pull the trigger, be the one holding the detonator, because it happens when you want it to happen, because you want it to happen.
It's a mess, but it's your mess.
Yeah.
And without you, it doesn't exist.
Exactly. It's nice that someone understands, I suppose.
I try to understand everyone. Sometimes I have blinkers on. But
Blinkers?
yeah, kind of like tunnel vision. A little bit like when you were stuck with those goggles. Sometimes I can only see so much because I'm too focused on myself. But I try and fix that sometimes. I don't remember all the time, but I do. And I want you to know that it's okay to be you, just as I know that despite not always being the best at getting out of my own way, it's okay to be me. And it's okay to be you and me and blow shit up together.
I didn't really say it as if it was a bad thing, more just that it's a difference. I've made my peace with it. My family is quite loud, so I suppose it was weird for them that I was the quiet one.
When you say it was weird, did they not like it?
I just think they didn't know how to deal with it. They found it easier to leave me to my own devices. Sometimes they would try and encourage me to be more involved with other things. I'd help out, and I'd spend time if I was encouraged to, but I suppose it's like you said with your tunnel vision. I get easily distracted by things that take my interest, and my interests were different from theirs.
I think if they wanted to understand how to deal with you, like you said, they should have asked.
Perhaps.
Well, I'm not going to make you feel any more upset because I don't want our excellent explosives expert off her game because she's about to cause some amazing firework displays. So, you do what you have to do to get ready. I look forward to seeing it. And I'm going to see if anyone actually needs my help because I feel like just standing here and waiting for an ambush isn't going to be very useful. I just didn't want to really agree to do anything with that cat. I have a thing about cats. I should maybe apologize for that. Maybe that was tunnel vision.
You mean Theo?
Yeah. Like I said, sometimes in my own way.
Think of it this way. This cat is helping fight worse cats.
You're right. You're very right.
I normally am.
I'm starting to see that, yeah.
But best of luck with your harrying.
Well, yeah, if you need anything smuggled, secreted away, information passed on, someone spied on, or a lock picked, I do have a flat fee.
We can talk numbers later.
That was awesome. Cool. Sanvi and Theo.
I'd imagine that Zombie would just kind of walk up to Theo while he's doing cat-like things. She's going to be a little bit loud when she approaches him.
Mm.
Hey, Theo, I got a question.
Yeah, what's up?
She's going to point to his bracelet on his wrist.
Mm.
I noticed that you haven't taken that off since we've all ran into you. I was just kind of wondering, she eyes her recorder and kind of like tussles with it a little bit, if that was like something special that belonged to you. Can you like tell me a little bit about it?
I kind of look at my beads and I pull my sleeve up and you see that like it's a bracelet, but it also kind of lines like there's plenty more. Yeah, this is, well, you know the Badgers song?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do they call it? They call it a calling card, right? This is kind of like that. This is where I come from. Where I come from, we all have something kind of like this.
So everybody that you know from where you are has something similar?
Everybody that, I guess your word for it might be family. But everybody that was part of us, we all had this kind of a calling card. Not everybody around. I mean, the damn Marquise were up there. But this was a way that we would know who we were even when we hadn't necessarily met. This is the way that we would recognize milestones. Parts of who you are show up in a story here. But you can't read the story if it's not a story for you.
Oh, Zombie's face kind of just like falls a little bit. She starts like messing with her cloak. You don't have to answer if you don't want to, Thelonious, but can you tell me a little bit about them, a little bit about your family?
Yeah, I mean that word family, it works for me, but it would confuse you if you met them. We didn't look alike. There were birds and there were lizards and there were cats. We were a group. We lived in sort of a caravan.
What about your mom? Was your mom a cat?
My mom was a cat, right? She was my mom, but in other ways I had lots of moms. My mom was a good mom, but we were all together as family. I wasn't raised just by her. So yes, this skin, this is my mother's skin, but I was also raised by lizards. And I was also
Lizards?
raised by canines.
Whoa.
I was especially raised by a tortoise.
Do you ever miss them?
Of course. I miss what we were. The world's different. I don't see anything else in the world like what we were doing. It was almost like we had created some kind of oasis right up against the walls of the cats too. Right up against the walls of those damn marquees for a while anyway. I don't know, it all fell apart. Now I'm here. Others are elsewhere, I don't know. But we're no longer stitched together. This is really all I have of what that was.
Zombie isn't looking at Thelonious anymore. She's just kind of like looking at her own recorder and asks him without looking at him, does it ever make you sad looking at your bracelet? Does it ever make you sad when you think about them?
No.
Since that's all you have left?
No, it doesn't. It's right here. I still have it.
Thelonious, thanks. I really needed to hear that. My mom gave me this recorder and it makes me really sad every time I look at it. But talking to you helped me feel a little bit better.
It was really nice to share. Your mom gave you that recorder?
Yeah, before she went away, but I think she'll come back sometime maybe. But that's not the important part. I just noticed that you kept your bracelet safe this whole time since we've run into you, and I wanted to know the story behind it. Thank you for sharing that with me.
That was so good, and I'm just there like with my tear ducts like, suck it back in, suck it back in. No,
Hella
no.
emotional. It's
I
beautiful.
didn't sign up for this level of turmoil.
Look,
Really
when
proud of the
introduced
vibe we've
the
made in the
podcast
studio.
with emotional damage, I was joking. Please.
I am uncomfortable with the energy we have created in the studio today.
I am not. I love the energy we made in the studio
That's
today.
so
It's
good.
beautiful.
Do you guys have your plan in place for how you would like to approach Windgap? Is everybody somewhat on the same page in terms of where they're going, who they're going with?
I know roughly what I'm doing. I don't know if anyone's coming with me, other than the army, which I believe that is still assigned to me.
Okay, if you know what your position is, let me know, and because I'm trying to put it on this map as well.
Tanvi and I are going into a tunnel and we're gonna go fight some people while she plays recorder. So basically the same plan every time.
Are you guys taking you guys have the originals,
We
right?
have the originals, yes.
Okay. You have all of the originals, correct?
That's my understanding, yes.
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think we were gonna all have the above ground group be Thelonious with the silk handkerchiefs. Enter Theo, did you decide which way you wanted to come in on?
When we looked at the map, right, I think that I kind of want to, my thought on the plan here is that I would be coming in, trying to flank those barracks. I don't want to push through the barracks. I want to pull them out of the barracks, and I want to pull
Mhm.
them north to the northwest corner of the tower. I'm thinking that Kyle is going to be burrowing you into the dentistry, and then eventually be pulling whoever's in the dentistry out into that same northwest corner. And my idea is that we're pulling all the bad guys into that area for a melee, allowing people who are not necessarily in the melee to move differently.
I thought Duncan was approaching from the top, and then he was just going to burrow to create a distraction.
That is what I also thought, but I can totally hit the dentistry if we need me to. I will defer
It's
to
up to you guys.
I will
Yeah.
defer to our party general, who is red.
So
Right.
yes. So what I had thought is that Theo would take the silk handkerchiefs on maybe we'll just say for the sake of simplicity kind of the left hand side of the map, and the others of us would take the right hand. We had discussed going into the ruins and tunneling through to get near the general dentistry, and we would need some way of busting in the walls there. And I apologize if it looks like I'm staring you down. I'm looking at my screen.
No, I like being stared down. Continue.
So that I don't know what to think.
It makes
I know what
totally
to think.
fair.
It's not safe for work. Confirm.
In fairness, Louise, when is anything you do safe for work on this podcast?
we need our HR. No.
Where's HR?
Call
Where's HR?
Get Leo in here.
Where's Leo? I'd like to lodge a formal complaint against myself.
So we could either go down into the ruins and then potentially fight off frothers or whoever else is in there and try to make our own tunnel to the dentistry, or Duncan and Samvi could tunnel and cause a distraction elsewhere, and Cal, Red, Rebecca, Bam Bam will probably be with us. Just full frontal assault on the dentistry itself from above ground.
We're going full frontal?
Yes. No.
I'd like to change my HR complaint, please.
I know what I said. Yeah.
This isn't my character. This is just me being a heathen.
So Red, I thought your goal was to get to the dentistry because there's a tunnel from the dentistry to those mountain cliffs.
Yep,
right?
exactly.
That's
matter
your
of
goal. So all the distraction is about making that possible for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
And
just a matter of do I try to break in underground or above ground to the main entrance?
Right. And then once you're clear, our warrior badger can pull any noise out into the big old melee, so that it's away from you, and we can tag team and work together. Is my thought.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I figure if you're in the dentistry and I'm in the barracks, right, it feels a lot better to be out in the open and pull everyone out and get a head count and figure out what we're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know what our warrior says about that.
I'm in.
The one thing I was wondering though is I think we have 2 groups of 50 originals. I wonder if 50 of them go with Duncan and 50 of them come with us and back us up as they're trying to get into Red, and Rebecca and Cal as they're trying to get into the dentistry. Or what do y'all think? They're probably not going to be all that helpful in terms of sneaking, but
I thought that's why I
I
was
feel like
taking the majority of them.
yeah.
I feel like maybe rather than 50-50, we take a proportion less than the others, because our main objective is to get as close to dentistry as possible and then blow it up.
Yeah.
Whereas they're going above ground to make a distraction and will probably draw more guards because the Marquis' attention is going to be on what they can see above ground.
Now make you a deal.
I don't think they'll be
You
expecting
get 25 of the originals, and I'll get 75 of the originals.
I'll do
just-
30-70.
There
Nah.
are only
just
there
for-
are only 50 originals.
just for ease of use for me, it's only going to be like you can only split them into 2 bands of 50 just because
Yeah.
I can't track the
Shaka.
statistics for
Even
splitting
better.
it to 25 and
Right.
70.
No, there's
But-
only
But you
I'll
guys,
settle for 50-50.
but you guys can take so I have them currently being like led by Bormolo and Guy. If you guys wanted to take Bormolo and Guy,
Yes.
you can absolutely take them with you.
The soft lizard comes with me.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask for. If I could
Yeah,
have
you can-
Bormolo.
and you
I
can do
will
the same
literally
thing with
fight
Neo
everyone
and
here.
with Mindle. They can also both be separated from their bands, and you guys can, put them with a group if you want. I just
But if
can't.
Mew does
split it.
Arson, I need him with me.
You can
Yeah.
teach everybody else except for Guy. The lizard comes. I'm so psyched for my boy.
Yes, you can
But
you can
Duncan,
have
I
Guy. We'll
need
take
you-
Bormolo.
I need Duncan to have Guy like on his paw, and then just like when combat gets tough, just be like, "Go out there, buddy," and then just flick him off.
So are we gonna do a fastball special?
He's
with me
flying, like,
literally hurling? Go get him,
Um,
soft lizard.
Okay, so I have both groups of the silk handkerchiefs to the left-hand side with Theo. Does that sound right?
Yep. And is that 50 soldiers total?
That's 100 soldiers total if you take all the silk
Okay.
handkerchiefs. So two units, 2 bands. And then on the right side, I have Bormolo and Guy's groups led by Duncan, which will eventually split into. Is Duncan still taking all of the originals and then Bormolo is just going with you guys? Okay.
Yeah.
So then that will eventually split into Duncan continues on with those groups and Bormolo just drops off of the bands.
Okay. And then
Are we anticipating lethal fights?
That's up to you guys.
Absolutely.
Or are we saying to the Denzians, don't, get yourself killed, draw back if you're gonna die?
I guess a good question to ask is like, when are you guys going loud, so to speak? Like, when are the distraction groups going big? Like, at what point on the map are you anticipating that you would like to do that?
right.
Or are
so-
you going stealthy the whole time in?
As,
My
as
assump-
close as possible so we can bottleneck them in.
Yeah. Okay.
I was going to suggest that with the explosives, I will need the assistance to actually get to the point where they will be planted. But once they are in place in situ and ready, I would advise that everyone goes back the way we came to
So are
an
you blowing
extent
the
that they do not
dentistry?
get distracted.
Is that the goal
Yes.
to blow the dentistry? I thought the weapons were over in the mountain.
We were gonna like
Uh.
blow the floor of the dentistry to basically just make it cave in on itself.
Okay.
Yeah, the weapons in the dentistry,
works.
because that's where
The
doctor
weapons. Okay,
is.
so the weapons in the dentistry. Okay.
Because they might literally fall into our hands, and then we just
So-
run.
So
might get
in
them
that
falling into our hands
case,
as well.
there might be people in the dentistry that we want to clear, right before that, like that, which is a much more complicated thing.
Are you saying blow a hole in the dentistry in order for us to be able to get in, or just to destroy the dentistry as we're leaving?
I mean,
I thought
more
the
to catch them
explosive.
off guard than anything, but also, whatever falls out might be helpful, or
Sure.
it might be stuff that was going to go towards the distractions direction anyway, and then they're distracted and caught off guard by us. We'd have
Yeah.
the advantage of surprise, explosion, and then just deal with them.
Just want to make sure we're not going to have a higher body count than we want.
I
Well,
thought
I
the
was
purpose
going to
of the
suggest we don't blow it in like a massively populated area, the dentistry. Like, if we have
Yeah.
somebody that knows the interior design of the dentistry, the layout, that would be helpful, because maybe if we just aim for somewhere like a storage room or a basement
mhm.
or a prison system, and then just blow a hole in that, and then we've got a way to sneak into the dentistry for whatever reason, or sneak through the dentistry to the mountains for whatever reason. And then if people just happen to be there, we'll find out what happens.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. So sounds like we're
Attack
sneaking
Okay.
in to get position, blowing a hole in the dentistry, going in, rescuing Z, going through, getting Dr. Weemsley out of there, and then all coming back to the clearing to have soup, right?
Sounds
Look,
like a good plan to me.
I'm all about blowing up the prison for the prison abolition. I'm just thinking that there are prisoners in there and be mindful about it. I will scratch you.
I think
Other than that, I will be on the other side of the whole thing, making as much noise as I can so that you have as easy a time as possible.
Yeah, I think no matter what happens, we're gonna start stacking bodies one way or the other. So let's do it.
Let's find out.
There's not a whole lot. Let's do it.
So Colin,
Yes.
Colin, I've got, so in terms of my stuff, there's 2 points. One, I would like to use my mantis to perform counterfeit.
Okay, what would you like to counterfeit?
A document that I slip into my boots. I will
Okay.
DM you.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a roll with finesse. You are skilled in counterfeit, correct?
I'm skilled in counterfeit when I do it with my mantis.
Okay, yes.
I rolled a 9 and I have a 1, so that's a 10.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, whatever you counterfeited is pretty handily done.
It is DMs to you.
Beautiful. Yeah, you slip that into your bootstrap, I guess there, and you are good to go. Anybody else?
Do I mark a wear on my mantis for that?
You do mark a wear on your mantis, yes.
The last thing Red's gonna do before we leave is I'm gonna put on my mask.
Oh yeah, the
My
danger
danger
mask.
mask. Yes, indeed.
What does your danger mask look like?
It kind of looks like a welder's mask that's like sheared off on the bottom. It's definitely assembled from various scraps of metal that Red has picked up along in her travels.
Beautiful.
We have a Danger Mask theme song. All I could think of is like an Archer with like Danger Zone, but with Danger
right.
Mask.
Cool. Everyone else, are we good?
Let's get dangerous.
Yes,
It's
let's do
dangerous.
it.
You guys are standing at the crest of the forest, going into Windgap Refuge. You can feel the drift of wind on the air. It's a cool night, and your soldiers march as quietly as possible through the forest. I would like everybody to give me a roll with finesse, just to get a baseline for how stealthy we are being.
Your boy has an 8.
Yeah, that'll be my first natural 12 of the game with a +1 to finesse.
Incredible. Anybody else?
13.
9 for Red.
I have a 6 for Sandy.
10.
9 for Cal. I rolled an 8 + 1 for Net.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. You guys move like incredibly stealthily through the forest. And I will say that, Theo, with your natural 12 there, you can pick either Mindel and their group of 50 or Neo and his group of 50, and you can advance further without having to make another stealth roll with them.
What is the difference between those 2 groups?
They are the exact same groups. It's just which NPC you'd prefer to take with you.
Ooh.
And you cannot take the ballista if you choose to move forward this quickly.
And there's no wrong answers here, which is why it's Neo. You're bringing Neo with it. I'm just
So I don't want to split the group because if I leave the group, I'm gonna have the poor rolls from last game where they're gonna do whatever they want.
Fair enough.
So can I hold it? Can I hold that advantage, or
Yeah, I'll say at any point you can split the group and move stealthily through one area.
okay?
Cool. So you guys all begin to trudge through the forests. Doesn't seem like you've been spotted by anybody. Let's go to the groups that are on the right-hand side, which are going to be the majority of folks. I think it's pretty much. Theo, is anybody with you? Is it just you?
I'm going with my all of my handkerchiefs.
It's just you and the handkerchiefs, though. In terms of like player characters, it's just you.
Not that I know of.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
Everybody
that's what we
else
said.
has a different role.
Okay. So
like a skilled street magician. All he has are handkerchiefs.
on the right-hand side, the originals, as well as anybody who is with them, which I believe is everybody except for Theo. You guys all see there are 2 buildings to the right, which you would recognize on the map as the movers' quarters. You can see huddled there are at least 10 to 15 marquee soldiers. Everybody give me a roll with cunning here that's on that side.
Well, this is a lot worse than the previous.
Oh gosh.
Motherfucker.
I have a 4.
5, a
Five.
4.
Dingo. Single.
4.
4.
Yeah, you guys see about 10 to 15 marquee soldiers huddled in the movers' quarters. Theo, go ahead and give me a roll with cunning as you approach. Are you going to the left side of the barracks around like the fawn shop, or are you going around the right side?
Yeah,
Where...
so I'm thinking to go the right side.
Okay.
Right, but I'm definitely, once I get to that tree line, I'm going to stop and assess. But my trajectory will be between the tower and the barracks.
Cool. Give me a roll with cunning as well.
Not bad. So that's dice of 11. My cunning is not 0. My cunning is 2. That's another 11, 12. That's another 13.
Wow. Yeah, Theo, as you are cresting onto the tree line there, you see to the left-hand side, just behind the barracks, crouched there are a guard of about 50 marquee soldiers that are laying in wait. It is very clear that they knew something was afoot tonight.
Yeah. Are they by the fawn shop side or on the sort of inside of the whole?
They're in the inside, so between the barracks and Ursa's tower.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Do I see anything environmental?
Yeah, so you see an entrance to the barracks that is on that side that is closest to the ridge line, closest to like the tree line there. And then next to all of these marquee guards, there's a number of barrels and crates, different supplies and things that they are sort of crouching behind and using those as cover.
Okay, anything significant about those barrels and crates? Well, if they're using them as cover, they're probably not full of explosives. Which is what I was trying to ask about. So
that's a safe assumption, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, let's go back to the folks that are in the movers' quarters area. You guys all have spotted about 10 to 15 marquee soldiers in the movers' quarters. What would you guys like to do? Are you going to try and stealth past them? Are you guys moving through the quarters? Are you heading closer to Ursa's tower? What direction are people taking? Are people splitting off from here?
I assume we'd split off from there, right? Like Cal's group would split off in one direction, and then Sanvi and I are probably just burrowing underneath them. That would be my assumption.
Up to you guys.
I'm gonna burrow. I'm gonna burrow as because I re-rolled good stealth. Do I need to re-roll that again, or can I just start burrowing?
If you're gonna go loud right from where the movers' quarters are, like just outside of that, if you want to burrow right here, which is totally fine if you want to do that. If you want to get closer, that's up to you.
Is there a way I could burrow like without attracting attention, and we can emerge from beneath like we did in the first attack, or is it there's no chance that we're going in loud?
You can still do it. I'll just say it still requires a roll, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Rebecca is pretty quiet as a burrower. She's a lot smaller.
Are you burrowing for Cal's group, though?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's what I was saying. That's what I'm saying. I like we kind of. I don't want to take away from you doing that because Cal's thing is important.
Yeah, Cal's thing is too important.
What do you think, Sanvi? We going loud or are we burrowing?
Let's burrow. Let's
All right.
burrow.
As long as a smart plan, won't mind it. Don't love it. All right, we'll burrow.
All right, the two of you give me a roll with finesse.
Does Sanvi have to roll, or is it just me? Because can Sanvi burrow with me? Could she help?
Yeah. For sure.
Oh, sick.
All right.
Oh, delicious. Woo! That is a 10.
Nice.
I have an 8.
Beautiful. Yeah, you guys are able to stealthily burrow a little bit further. Which direction are you guys going? Are you guys going like?
I want to go right underneath where the dudes are.
Underneath the movers' quarters?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, like because we want to emerge with all of the denizens and just be like, bah, surprise.
Beautiful.
Overwhelming forces.
You guys see as you peek your head from where you are now, sort of behind the movers' quarters, there are about 100 marquee soldiers that are stationed here. You can see in each of the two buildings there are sets of about 50 marquee guards, and then both of you give me a roll with cunning as well.
Are they all clumped in one space?
No. So if you look on the map there's like 2 separate buildings. There are 50 in each building.
And we're underneath one of the buildings.
Yeah, you're sort of like behind the building that is on the left.
Okay, because I want to literally get underneath one and we can emerge from below and ambush the guys. We're gonna ambush the ambushers.
All right. I have a 9. Are we rolling?
You said cunning.
Cunning. Yeah.
Yes, 9 for cunning.
We're just gonna roll with Sande's because mine's like a 4.
Okay. You guys don't see anything further.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are now positioned sort of behind there. You're ready to be able to like spring up and surprise one of these bands, or both, depending on what you want to do. Let's move to Theo now. Theo, you've spotted the guards that are around the barracks. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for an opportunity to do a trick shot. I think I wanna find something that's gonna sort of split the group and make them investigate a little bit away, right? And so I guess I want to investigate again and see if I can find anything. Is there anything at the top of the tower that's going to make something fall? Is there some kind of a clamoring up, not around the tower, but like can I get them to go like backward and north a little bit with some kind of a trick shot? That's what I'm looking for.
So are you trying to shoot them? Oh, that's what trick shot is.
Nope.
No?
So a trick shot allows me to take advantage of the environment. So I could shoot them. I could also shoot like a tin can 50 yards away from them that makes them say, "What was that tin can noise? I don't know. I should go investigate this." Like I was written by somebody who just started writing code, right? Like I'm trying to pull them from their location away from me. Essentially, what I really, really want to do is I want them to move backward, to go investigate some sounds, and then I want to rush and I want to take the cover that they already have.
Okay, beautiful. What does trick shot say to roll with?
Trick shot says the range is any.
I'm guessing
you roll
finesse.
with finesse and you mark where, and then if you get a 7 or plus, you choose 2 of these consequences, and if you hit a 10 or a plus, you choose 3 of these consequences. All the consequences being positive.
Awesome. Roll that up.
4 with finesse, that's a 5.
That's a 5. How are you trying to do this? Are you like throwing something in a direction? What are you doing to...
My handkerchiefs have ranged weapons, I infer, which is what this is a part of. So whatever ranged weapons they're armed with, not with my dagger, they are armed with trick shot, so I assume that they're armed with weapons that they can do trick shot with. So I assume that there's bows, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, you see like a hail of arrows, and everybody sees this as a hail of arrows soars like into Ursa's tower and starts like shattering windows. Arrows stick into the midst of it, and Theo, you watch as the band of guards that previously had not seen you now pops around the corner. You can see that there are about 50 of them to your 100 silk handkerchiefs, but that they do now know your location. Let's go now to Red and Rebecca, Bam Bam, Bormolo, and Cal, I think is the whole group, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think once Duncan and Sanvi go off on their burrowing direction, I think Red at least would like to keep sneaking toward the tower, maybe going around the left side closer to Ursa's tower, because I wouldn't know anything else that's going on.
Awesome. Go ahead and give me a roll with cunning. And is everybody in that group going that way? Are you guys all following Red? Okay, everybody give me a roll with finesse here.
Okay. As in, this is a roguish feat of some sort?
Yes, if you guys are trying to stealth, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. I can't remember.
Yeah, Danger Mask gives you like a +1, I think, or something.
It gives me a +1 to trusting fate rolls. So if I trust
if you roll
fate,
with luck.
Yeah, if I roll with luck.
I have a proficiency in sneak, so I can roll with finesse.
Yeah.
I got a 7.
Pretty good.
I got 14.
Whew.
Got an 11.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys are able to stealth your way into where are you going? You're going like in between Ursa's tower and the movers' quarters?
Yeah.
Awesome. You guys all see as you crest upon there, you don't even need to roll for it. There are like 30 or 40 of what look like they could have been denizens at one point in time, but are now similar to Ephraim in their half-frother nature and are sort of zombie-esque, switching from like 2 legs to 4 legs just outside of general dentistry. And Red, you can specifically see the glare in Ephraim's eyes as he stands outside general dentistry as well.
Oh, guys, we have company. Ephraim's over there, as well as all of those frother infected people.
They don't look as bad as Ephraim. Is there a way to reverse it?
I don't know, but we certainly wouldn't be able to do it in the next couple of minutes.
Should we find another way around or start burrowing? Bam Bam, any ideas?
I'm just here for the ride. You said you knew what you were doing. If we would have gone closer to the fawn shop, maybe I could know, but who knows? Ursa's probably up in her tower. You could call up to her and see if she could help you out. Highly doubtful. She's like 1,000 years old and incredibly hard of hearing.
You're
But
being very unhelpful for my new best friend.
Aw. Well, the general store is just up to the right, and that could be a good place to try and reposition. I don't know. I'm not a tactician like you guys.
Romolo, do you know? Is there? I know that the general store was a special place for Z at least. Is there anything? Would it make sense to go try to get there?
Yeah, it might make sense. I haven't been to the town in a while, but if it's anything like it used to be, it'll probably be a good place to hold up. And, well, based on where it is on the map, it might be a good place if we can gather people to the middle. We can sneak right behind them, given that Ursa's tower is pretty large and encompasses a good deal.
Okay, let's try to head for the general store then. Agreed?
Yeah.
Alrighty. As you guys start making your way to the general store, we will go back to Thelonious. Thelonious, you have been spotted, and the battle is now beginning to rage for you. Give me a roll with finesse here, as there are a number of different marquee archers that are now shooting at you.
Okay. And they're behind cover. I'm in the woods. Do I have some cover in this?
I'll say that you have a little bit of cover, yeah. I'll go ahead and give you a +1.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 6. I got a +1 in finesse, which is a 7. If you give me a +1, that's an 8, which is equal to a 7.
Yeah. So you can choose to either, I will say this, that you and your band all take 1 damage. Whether you want that to be wear or injury is up to you. Your band is going to choose to mark wear.
Okay, so I'm gonna take damage, and they're gonna take damage, or they're gonna take wear. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's going to take at least 1 harm. And that marquee group remains right where they are behind the cover. And a single guard from that troop turns back to the rest of the barracks and starts running back to the other end. Feasibly, you can assume to get reinforcements.
Is he running in the direction of Sanvi and I?
No, he's running backwards towards the other end of the barracks. So like the north.
So he's running back right, like to the south.
Okay.
Or like the southwest kind of direction.
He's running
Southwest.
northwest. Yeah.
And then I'm assuming that we hear the sounds of conflict break out.
Yes, everybody heard the arrows fly. Everybody heard several of the soldiers taking hits in the woods. Yeah, I mean, you guys can hear this.
Are the marquee soldiers where Sanvi and I are they reacting to this change? Are they starting to move? Are they moving from their positions? Are they altering? Are they moving around?
I will say they are about to, and that's what we'll move to next year. So
Okay.
I'll give you guys the opportunity to, since you were able to stealth behind them and get that advantage, I will let you go ahead and do what you will here. But yes, they are going to start reacting to them if you guys don't do something.
Can we wait until like the last second their backs are turned and they're like all about to leave? Like, is there an opportunity for us to take advantage of that momentary, I guess, lapse in, not judgment, but the momentary lapse of security because they're so concerned about what's happening there?
Yeah, absolutely. What would you guys like to do?
All right, I'm gonna look at Sanvi and I'm gonna look at the rest of the denizens, and I'm gonna signal like we're all about to go. Is Guy close enough and Sanvi are close enough?
Oh yeah.
They can hear me. Can I speak to them without worrying about it? I'm gonna save the speech part because we gotta move. But
Yeah, do your thing. No, you can
right.
give the speech.
No, it's cool. We're gonna save it for like a dire moment. I think things aren't dire enough yet. We gotta save the Saving Private Ryan stuff for when I'm sitting. There's a tank coming and Duncan's just like hand squeezing a crossbow and bleeding out. Zombie, is there any chance you can make just a really, really high-pitched shrill shriek on that recorder? Cats have real sensitive ears, and I'd like to take advantage of that.
Okay.
You can start to see that the crazy eyes are coming out again.
Ah,
Good.
I got you, Duncan.
That's my friend. Guy, look at me, soft wizard.
I'm scared, Duncan.
Good. That means you're ready. Now, here's what we're gonna do, guy. Look at me. I am not gonna let you or any of your people get killed. But if you hesitate, it's gonna be hard for me to keep you alive. When she starts making demon noises with that stick, I need you to and every one of these denizens to charge forward with as much might as you've got. Cats have sensitive ears. It's gonna hurt them real bad, and they're gonna be real distracted. You understand?
You got it, Duncan.
Good. So the chances of them doing it. All right, people. Now listen up. You want your homes back? You want your lives back? Show me now! Yeah, bro, if the cat's ears aren't bleeding from that, then I don't know. And then I am going to charge towards the biggest, clump of them and swing the axe in an arc to make an opening so the rest of the originals can kind of come up.
Yeah, so, I will say, Sanvi, give me a roll with charm. Duncan, give me a roll with might.
Might? I don't have that stat at all. That is an 8 for me on might.
Well done, Sanvi.
I have a 10.
The cats, I will say that the cats are, first of all, so shocked. You guys just pop out of this hole. A band of a number of different species of animals pop out. Guy, you watch as he pulls out his little tiny longsword and just slits the throat of one of these cats immediately as he exits.
How many am I taking out in this arc?
I will let you guys describe what you guys do. But Guy and the rest of the denizens go in there and start hacking to bits. And they are able to inflict 2 injury. I will say, Duncan, you are able to inflict an injury. And Sanvi, because of your distraction, I'll say an additional injury for that. So you guys do a pretty good number on them. But if you want to describe how you fuck them up, that's all you.
Duncan's going to take out a bunch of them just in classic keeper fashion for the intimidation factor. The arc is going to start high, so that's where their guards go, and then it's going to just veer off very sharply, taking 3 or 4 of them out below the knees. I want them crawling. just
you guys watch as about almost half of this of the marquee unit, so 20 guys just immediately fall to the group of denizens, as well as Duncan and Sanvi.
Can I start shouting at the originals?
Yeah, sure.
Guy, if you have archers, have them climb to the top of the tower. We need the vantage point. Send the rest of your people. If they don't have good weapons, grab them for the Marquis men. That's the only thing they're good for anyway, is decent steel. I'm going to stomp on one of their heads and just crush a skull in order to punctuate the point. Come on, boys! Any man dies with a clean weapon, I'll wreck his skull. And we're just going in. Can I use threatening visage for that?
Yeah, sure. That's just when you give a speech, right?
Yeah, why not? That's an open threat to them with might. That is a 9.
What does threatening visage do after?
It allows me to use might instead of charm when I am threatening NPCs with threats of open steel. In this case, open and blood-covered steel.
Yeah, I'll say that you get a few morale harm on some of the marquee guards there.
All right, excellent. Good.
So you guys all hear Duncan shouting his bloody head off, as you are maybe at this point not used to, but I mean 2 for 2, right?
Yeah. I know what that is. I have a question. When Sanvi played that note, am I environmentally protected, or did I also curl over?
I will say that you were far enough away. Like you're a pretty good distance. You're the only one that's on the other side of the map. So I'll say that you're good for that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like it's like a supersonic recorder, you know.
Sure. My next question, at what points have I abandoned the group, right? So in terms of, do I have to be in the same range or do I have to be in the same activity as the group?
As like the troop that you're commanding?
Correct.
As long as you're like within the vicinity, right? I mean, I'm not going to be a stickler
Okay.
for it and be like,
So,
you must be
essentially what I want to do is I want to split the group into 50-50. I'm going to keep 50 of them in the woods to harry while the other 50 charge.
Nice.
And I'm going to go with the charging group. Before I do that, I'm going to nudge Neo, and I'm basically going to explain to Harry until we get into that range. He's just going to be on repeats until we get into that range. Once we're in that range, he's going to stop throwing arrows down on us. He's going to drop the ballista and leave it there, and then he's going to follow up as a second wave to back us up for melee. And I'll take Sweet Bottom in with me for the charge.
Awesome. So you guys all hear Duncan shouting and all this. Theo, you're gearing up, yelling orders to Neo. Combat is definitely breaking out. As this is all happening, you guys can see on the right-hand side, as Duncan and the originals have this like beautiful sweeping assault on those marquee guards. There is another set of 50 marquee guards that shows up from the east side flank towards the ruins entrance. These marquee guards are much more heavily armored. Their weapons appear to be of a much finer quality. They all appear to be either very limber and deft or very strong and hardy. It's clear that this is like more of an elite group. And so you guys all see as the battle starts to break out that this troop begins to come out from the east side. Theo, let's move to your assault here.
Yeah. So and as I'm yelling these orders, I see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I see which direction that like they just all I see is that they show up. I haven't seen them choose a direction to go yet, have I?
Correct. Yeah. Yep.
So everybody who's charging is going to be making as much noise. We're still going to charge the guys at the guys we're going to charge. But we're going to be like Viking, pirate, clanging anything metal, screaming, right? We will do like a South American dance. Anything that is going to bring the attention to me is what we're doing in this charge, right? No shame, no nothing, just noise and color and sound.
Might I recommend the hacker?
Yeah, it's a good one. As a
hacker,
an ex-rugby player, yes. So yes, you make this charge. Go ahead and give me a roll with might.
Okay. My dice are not doing so well.
For a second, I thought you cut out again, Michael, and I was just going to be like, my dice aren't doing so well. Fish.
Yeah. No. So that's a roll of 4 with a +2. So it's 6.
That's a 6. Your troop charges them, but even as well trained as the silk handkerchiefs are, they're unable to get any wounds in, and you guys actually end up suffering. Your band suffers 2 wounds back. You as Thelonious suffer 1 injury or wear.
Was that a roll for the charge?
Correct.
Okay. With that charge, the other half is going to be doing.
Yeah. So you got to roll for finesse now as well.
Much better. So it's a roll of 7 for an 8.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys are able to harry the group and get at least one injury inflicted. You watch as a few of the marquee soldiers fall.
Okay. And I took 2 injury, 1 for me and 1 for my group.
Your group takes injuries separately. So you as Theo just took 1. You can mark it either as wear or as injury. Let's go back now to the group of Red, Bam Bam, Rebecca, Bormolo, Cal. I think that's everybody.
Have Ephraim and the other frother infected denizens moved at all after hearing all this commotion?
No, they do not appear to react in any way.
Okay, that's bad news.
We're heading to the general store, right?
Yes. We'll head to the general store. Trying to do it sneakily.
Yeah, everybody give me another roll of cunning. And this is the same as last time. This is not cunning. Gosh, I do that all the time. With finesse or luck, depending on if you are trained in that roguish feat.
I only got a 9 this time.
Still
11.
I also rolled a 9, but I have a +2 for cunning, so it's 11.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys are a stealthy bunch. You guys are able to make it to the general store. It's clear to you that there's like a path now that you are seeing that from the general store, you could run to that very first tree there and then feasibly make another run to the back of the general dentistry without Ephraim's guard being able to see you there. Are you guys going into the actual general store? It appears to be like boarded up. And whoever was operating the general store is no longer there or is no longer operating, at least at this time.
I think seeing the clear path to the back of the dentistry, I think we should go that way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying, could be useful, but with what I can hear, I don't think we have the time.
No, yeah. So head to the back of the dentistry and set up the explosives there.
Or burrow underneath.
If you burrow, can we go with you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You can put the explosives right underneath the foundations.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rebecca is. I assume we make it with that roll all the way to the back of the dentistry. We don't have to roll again.
Yeah, I will say you guys are good to make that beeline there. Let's catch up with Duncan and then before you guys start blowing shit up in the air before the real arson begins.
How is the resolve of the cats that are they running? Are they shaken? Are they like attempting to fight back and like, or are they fleeing?
Nope, they are standing their ground. You guys have shaken them a little bit and certainly done a number of injuries to the one band, but they don't look like they're going to turn tail.
How many like out of the, because there were like what 50, like 25, how many were there in the tower?
There were 2 groups of 50, and you guys were able to kill like right around 20 of them in that first initial assault.
They're still not. Are they completely ready for us? Because before they were all moving out this way. We show up, we blow in the ears, we start taking them out. So are we pushing? Like, just so I have a general. Are we still in the middle of pushing into them? Right? Like we're still hacking and they're starting to rally. Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Okay.
So they were turning tail to go assist with the chaos.
And we swept in from the back, so we still have momentum on our side. Then I guess is what I'm asking.
Yes, but you don't have surprise.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
momentum is all we need. What do you think, Sanvi? Keep blowing it. We want to make sure that these guys don't have any chance to let up. Can Sanvi do that attack again? I'm assuming they don't have time to like cover their ears, right?
Yeah, Sanvi's recorder has a ton of very special abilities, but yes, Sanvi can essentially use her charm.
Sanvi, is there other abilities that you've got that you want to use? I don't want to be like,
I
don't want to treat you like my Pokemon. Where I'm like, Sanvi, go use recorder. Dun, dun, it's super effective. Dun, dun, dun. Marquee soldier faints. Marquee soldier 2. Like,
let me look here.
If I do another one of my threatening visage checks, can I do that and to let the originals like keep fighting?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, is that gonna? I'm just trying to figure out the best way for me to be effective, right? Like, if Duncan just plows off, yeah, I can plow forward and like take out 4 or 5 guys, but is that better than like holding up the severed heads of 2 marquee soldiers, clanging them together like cymbals and then chucking them back into their troop and then having them all run away, and so the originals get to stab like 25 dudes? I'd rather do that.
I mein, you could make a roll with melee and describe it, I guess, however you want, right? Either way, that sounds like it's a melee attack to me.
Yeah. I'm doing that. I'm gonna attack their morale. I'm gonna hopefully create an opening for Guy and for Sanvi. Oh, sweet Jesus, that is a 9.
Nice. What do you yell to these guys?
I'm gonna God, Duncan's such a freaking psychopath. At least when it comes to this, I'm gonna give those marquee soldiers, the ones that are like crawling towards their friends because I like took out their legs. I'm gonna let one of them just get like just far enough away that it kind of looks like he might reach his buddies before just bringing the axe down and then lifting him up with the axe and going, "This is what you want. This is what's waiting for you," and just chucking it at them.
Beautiful. I will say that with that, you're able to give your 2 bands of denizens as well as Sanvi a +1 ongoing. Anytime that they're going to be attacking these particular bands of marquee soldiers.
This is gonna be, Duncan's gonna wind up at the end of this with like a bunch of like, it's gonna be like the Expendables. Guy's gonna have war paint on and like a Vietnam necklace of like cat's paws. He's gonna have a big freaking arbalist like on his. It's gonna look like Full Metal Jacket.
Beautiful.
Kyle, you're gonna send our viewers to therapy.
Oh, let's be real. If they're watching our show, most of our viewers are probably already in therapy. Go to therapy, folks. Your mental health is serious. You should take care of that. Therapy is good, and it's for everybody.
That's true.
And that's Duncan's. There's Duncan's positivity corner.
Sanvi, what are you doing in all this mess?
Do we have archers in our group? Can I like lead our archers?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So I will have done what Duncan told us earlier and go ahead and take those archers to the top of the hill so we can shoot our arrows into the sky, rain down upon the poor folk, the poor
Beautiful.
cats.
Beautiful. Give me a roll with finesse.
Do. Oh no. I didn't like that. I have a 3.
Oh man. So everyone on the battlefield watches as Sanvi charges and leads this group up the hill. You watch as a bunch of originals draw their arrows and begin to fire and essentially just shoot all of the arrows into the trees. Nothing happens at all. Arrows do black out the sun, but there is no Sparta to be fallen this day.
You guys, you were supposed to wait for my order. It was on the recorder. Didn't you hear Duncan?
This like very, very silly looking frog looks at you and goes, sorry.
Oh gosh.
Guys, we're not those kind of Expendables. You're not the Expendables that die. We're the Expendables that get things done. Come on, team.
Okay, everybody give me a roll with luck, no matter where you are on the battlefield.
What if I refuse?
You must
Wait a
give me a
second.
roll with luck.
Wait a second. What
I
if
feel
there's
like I want to roll low here.
What if there's SEAL Team 6, but they're actually SEALs?
Oh,
Like,
Kyle.
Like, screw your or, and it just like some dude's head falls off. One's got like a Bowie knife in between his little seal face. Oh my god, how much money? How much money, Reg, did you get you to paint that and put it on the Discord? How much? How much for SEAL Team 6?
Just send me that so I don't forget.
One of them, like flipper mounted crossbows. I love this. Oh my god. Oh, okay, that's good.
I rolled a 7 in total. It wasn't good. My head is underground.
I'm not gonna lie to you. So I rolled a nat 11, so I have a 10 with the modifier.
Oh, bummer.
I also have an 11. Just an 11.
Yeah, we don't need to hit anything.
Can I add the +1 from my mask to the luck roll?
Not for this one. This is not
Not this one? Okay,
yeah,
then I
this
have
is not a
7.
trusting thing. Okay,
Then I'm 7.
I rolled a 7 with a -1 is a 6.
fair enough. Sanvi and Duncan, you're the only two that spot this. But you see up in the very top right corner of the map near the Hucklebee mining camp, there is a figure in a very large hoodie. It's teal, and their arms are flailing all over the place. And you just hear from like the very, very distance,
I'm gonna play to my #1 fan so he knows I'm here.
Sunday. Sanvi,
Yes, Duncan.
why is there a wacky inflatable arm man who loves you? Who is this?
He's my #1 fan.
Oh, that's nice. I'm glad you have fans. You know, I always said you usually could reach people. I'm like kind of looking at him, like I still have the corpse of like, I have like a corpse in my hand still. I'm like, oh, that's nice.
That's lovely. Yeet!
Is he on our side? I'm assuming.
He is on our side, Duncan.
Oh,
you
good.
just watch.
Good. And I'm just gonna chuck the corpse back at the marquee man. Back to work then.
And with that, we will move back to Thelonious here. Where's the ballista in all this? Have you looked in the woods?
So that last order that I gave was for my in woods group to continue harrying until we got to range and then stop and then follow. So I'm assuming at this point, all of that, like that stuff that didn't work, we're coming into range.
Yeah.
So at this point, Neo is following the instructions of to stop harrowing, dropping the ballista and leaving it in the woods, and then following in for melee.
Awesome. Are you guys all, so everyone's going in melee here?
Right, and we kind of have like these two waves because of that piece, right?
Awesome.
So my front wave is continuing to storm the group, and then my second wave is also coming to storm that group.
Beautiful. Give me a roll with might.
9.
Well done. Would you like to inflict an extra injury, deal an injury less, or change stances? I believe you pick one.
Yep. I definitely want to, if it's 1, I want to inflict another injury. Storm a group. Choose 2 at 10. Oh, no, yeah. Choose 1 at 7. I didn't get a 10.
Figure out which.
Does my second wave get to roll on this too?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a second roll with mine.
Not quite as good. 5, 6, 7.
Still pretty good. Same options.
Yep, same choice.
Well done. Yeah, you want to describe it? How do you and your handkerchiefs do it?
So did we clear that group?
You did not clear the group completely here, but you guys do a very, very, very good number on them.
Okay, so basically that first one comes in and is just jumping and taking over that barrier, right? And that second one comes in is all like just walks through and just like takes nice easy steps and it's just like, I'll stab this, and I'll stab that. And then our turn time kind of ends.
Beautiful. Yeah, and you watch as Neo comes through with like a gigantic hammer made out of like an old turtle shell that was more than likely his at one point in time, and just starts slamming into marquee soldiers. And you can see there are like
my childhood home.
Yep, you could see there are flashes of like the stickers on his back as he slaps some of these dudes down. Okay, let's move now to Cal, Rebecca, Red, and Gormolo and Bam Bam.
Yeah, we don't need to roll to burrow under. I am going to use my species move.
Beautiful.
To gain access to or escape a location by burrowing underground. So I just mark exhaustion to do that instantly.
Awesome. Yeah, the three of you are able to like tunnel under, and you're now to like the side/back of general dentistry. It's very clear that the floor here is going to be too difficult for you as Rebecca to burrow through it. It sounds like you guys brought something for just such an occasion.
Oh yeah, we've just like, if this is the wall, I've just gone like under and like we're about here.
Nice and close. All right, Cal, what do you need us to do? How can we help?
Okay, so the structure itself of the bomb is ready, but I need to find a place to put it, and then I need you guys to get out of the radius, basically. So back the way we came.
I've left you a little chamber, so you've got a nice little shelf right up where the where the floor joists are. So you know, if structurally unsound is what you're after, go for it, because I know exactly what it takes to bring a building down. I did it for a living for a bit.
I still need to be fairly close to be able to detonate it, but I would just recommend that since we're gonna end up probably coming back the way we came a little bit, that you guys head that way, and then I'll set everything up and then make my way there, detonate, and then run to join you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Is it on a timer?
No, well, kind of. So basically, when I go to detonate it, there is a short time after that, and then it will blow. Because I don't make explosive this big, it could be anywhere between a few seconds to maybe a few more seconds. I'm not gonna know until I press the button and then wait for the boom.
Okay. Well, once it's in that little chamber, it should be. I mean, it's fairly easy for you to back out of the tunnel. Just be quick.
Oh, trust me, that's not an issue.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Awesome. Cal, are you planning it?
I am. I'm gonna make my way into the little chamber that Rebecca has kindly borrowed, and then just find a nice cushy place for it, put it there, and then there's some twine kind of just to connect it. So as she's shimmying back out of there, she's taking the twine, unraveling it, and then she's got the detonator device. She's just going to kind of wait and listen with a good hearing with a deer, and wait until she's aware that everyone's further back enough. And then she's gonna slam it and then run out of there.
Absolutely.
But she's gonna try and stay relatively nearby that she can see the boom, but she has her goggles to make sure she doesn't blind herself.
Awesome. Cal, give me a roll. It's a 1d3, so just roll your 1d6, and then depending on what you get there.
Is it kind of like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 then?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So a 4 is a 1, a 5 is a 2, and a 6 is a 3.
6, so 3.
3. So you have 3 rounds, essentially, until the bomb is going to go off.
Okay. In game then 3 rounds. What's that, like seconds, minutes?
I would say that's probably like 18 seconds. I guess we'll just go with the D&D 6 seconds per thing.
Don't mention another roleplay game. We'll get sued.
We're
Not again.
We're already getting sued by
We're
everyone
getting
else.
sued already.
Add it to the
Come after
list.
us.
Come at us, wizards.
That's okay. We'll make up for it when we sue Pokemon for making a Sanvi character.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's going to be a
We'll put
Sanvi
in
and
a
a
claim.
Neo.
We'll put in a counter claim. Counter spell. Come after us. Anyway.
Counterspell.
Yes.
Isn't Oshawott already a Pokemon? I feel like we get sued by them too, actually.
Niantic, come at us. Or Nintendo.
Fight us.
All of you.
Game Freak.
Yeah, I assume that as soon as she's pressed it, then she's just gonna shimmy her way out and then start running and then just be like, "It's gonna blow!"
Awesome. Yeah, you run out of there screaming like a bat out of hell. And then let's move now to Duncan Sanvi and the troops that are currently with the other guards at the movers' quarters. What are you guys doing? The marquee elite guards are advancing towards you and getting very, very close.
Sanvi! Sanvi,
Yeah.
you see those big ones coming at us? I'm like nodding towards the other ones.
Oh, yeah. What do we do about those?
I'm gonna like walk in real close to the other denizens who are fighting, can't hear me. It means we're fucked. It means someone knows and someone tipped them off. Those are marquee elite guards. A whole freaking kingdom full of useless soldiers, and they send the actual good ones. All right, Guy. Is Guy like just like face bursting?
I was just gonna say, as he looks at you, he's like got blood like dripping all over his body. His sword is like completely covered. He's just like standing in a pile of marquee.
That's my boy.
Hey, I figured out how to use this thing.
Does he have a marquee sword now?
Yeah, he has a marquee sword now in both hands.
Fantastic. Guy,
Good
look at
job,
me.
guy.
We need to get the rest of the originals back into the hole and back out.
Okay, I can do that.
Good. Take whatever weapons and take whatever good marquee stuff you can find. We need to keep those weapons with us. Sanvi,
Yes?
you ready to live up to our nickname and actually commit some real arson?
I thought you'd never ask.
While they're doing that, we're going to attempt to burn the tower down behind us while we slip out.
Burn Ursa's tower?
Is that the tower we're in?
No, you guys are in like the movers.
Yeah, we're in a random guard town.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're torching that shit.
Okay.
I don't need that guard. Screw those guards. I don't know. I don't know who Ursa is.
I was like, what the?
Yeah, why not?
Alert.
Listen, we're 4 episodes deep and nothing's burned down yet. Come on, now we gotta live up to the arson part of the podcast.
We're fashionably late.
Fashionably late arson.
Sitting the quiet part outside, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we just wait till I'm assuming that we could just do a fighting retreat. Like we already had plenty of momentum and advantage for them to like rush back, grab some weapons, and for us to burn it.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
I will say, go ahead and both of you give me a roll with either. You can give me one roll with cunning and one roll with might. Let's do that.
Okay. That is fantastic. Might is first at a 9, and cunning is second at a 7. For me, this is the best I've ever rolled in any game ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
usually your luck is.
I'm usually like the worst roller in the history of games. I don't. Maybe it's the dice tower I'm using. I don't know. Ooh, special, right?
Whoa.
Pretty. But I'm never. This is the root dice now. I only have one 6-sided dice. So I'm just rolling it twice. I don't care. This is the system now.
Hey, if it works,
Clearly,
it works.
it's working.
This is like a fraction of my dice.
So many dice.
It's like you're a dice gremlin.
Listen.
Am I adding +1 to these rolls for
Oh, that's
what
right. Because I
Duncan
yes.
gave us earlier? Okay.
Yes.
Then it'll be a 9 for cunning and an 8 for might.
Awesome.
go.
Yeah, you guys watch as Guy and the rest of the originals start to fight their way back and begin to make a retreat. As they do so, you guys are able to find like a torch on the side of the building and light some of the loose straw and loose wooden crates that are just outside of the tower. As the flames go up, you can hear the screams of Marquis soldiers as they are burned alive. And we'll say that's enough for that troop to be completely diminished.
Before I pop down into the hole, I want to can I look at the big advancing elite guards left?
Yeah.
Excellent. Have a good one, lads. Hot day outside, isn't it? And then we're just leaving.
Beautiful.
That's
Roasty toasty
We got
kitties.
zero casualties. Killed like 50 dudes. Left with a whole bunch of weapons. Torched a guard tower. That's how you do it. That's how we do it, Sodby.
Wispy kitty.
West
Crispy
side.
Roasty toasty kitties.
So you guys are making your way back south. Let's move to Theo now. And you can see that this group of guards is getting pretty worn down. You and the rest of the silk handkerchiefs have done a pretty decent number on them. They're starting to look a bit worse for the wear.
And what is the balance? Am I 50-3? Am I 50-15? Am I 30-15? Am I right? Like,
Yeah, so you guys have taken some casualties. I'm trying to quick math this because I don't have it in like figures.
yeah, like loose
numbers.
numbers. Like I'm not keeping count on my fingers.
Yeah, so you guys are probably at like 80-ish right now, and they're
Okay.
probably around 20 to 30. And we'll say you can see Guy and the originals starting to move southward with Sanvi and Duncan.
Am I in position to see that?
Yes, you are.
Can
Yep.
am I around that I can wave at Thelonious and be like, we have to go.
Yeah, you can shout it across the battlefield. You absolutely hear that. Duncan's loud as hell.
All right, so I see and hear Duncan. I see and hear and recognize that Duncan's saying, "Get the fuck out."
Yep.
But that's all I know.
That is all you know.
I don't know what's going on with Cal. I don't know what's going on with the other stuff. I just assume that Duncan's saying, "We did our job. Whatever that thing was supposed to happen has happened."
You don't even know that. You just know that Duncan is yelling, "We need to get out." There's
Right.
no context he can give you in like the one sentence he can shout to you.
Right. No, I'm like the rest of that is me inferring.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
up to
definitely-
Theo. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, fuck it. I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna finish what I've got going on right now. Right. So I've got 80. They got 30. was thinking I want to disarm them. Like, I want to disarm them and arm myself is what I want to do. We're going to do that.
Do it up. Yeah, give me a roll with, I believe that's Mike, correct?
Right. If I do this, will I successfully disarm the 30 with my overpowering? That's what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, if you win this roll, we could just say that you overpower them, right? Take the weapons and essentially finish the unit here,
Yeah,
right?
that's essentially what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm rolling with. That's a good roll. I rolled an 11 and disarm rolls with finesse, so that's a 12, a dirty 12.
Beautiful. Yeah, you guys are able to disarm this entire group and either run them through with the swords that they were just carrying, or route them in one direction or the other.
Can I pick up a sword for myself so that I've got something on me other than a dagger?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's kind of a coolness, a calmness in the air. Nobody's necessarily fighting. You can hear the crackling of the tower burning away. There are still some distant screams from Marquis soldiers that you can hear, Duncan. Cal, Rebecca, and Red, where are you guys running to? Where are you in wait?
I'm thinking just back the way we came, so like by the general store.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
just far enough away to not be hit with debris,
Yeah.
but a great position to watch both the burning tower and await the explosion to come.
Absolutely. So you guys are sort of huddled behind the general store. Again, there's like a quiet in the air, and then all of a sudden there is a gigantic explosion in the side of General Dentistry. The foundation begins to collapse. The explosion that Cal has made essentially opens up a new doorway into the General Dentistry. The Marquis elite turn and look as this huge noise goes off. Even Ephraim and his frothers, who are clearly unaware of their surroundings, become aware that there is now a giant hole in the side of General Dentistry. And you all watch as out of that rubble, there walks a cat. The cat appears to have a mechanical head. The entire head is mechanical. Its body is what's the correct word? The body is a cat's body. It is, biologically a cat. One of the arms and one of the legs are completely mechanical, and the other arm and leg are completely cat. And it steps out, and you can all see another little bead dangling from its wrist. And that's where we'll end the session for tonight.
Fuck me.
Oh man.
Delonias, your beads.
I want to point out, Delonius, we did technically win the session, buddy. I mean, you didn't. You lost hard, but like the rest of us did fine. Sorry about your family, bro.
No, that's not his mom. It cannot be. Dad, don't tell me that's why Chunk had it.
I've just caught on. Fuck me.
Yeah, that's some fuckery right there.
How could you do this to us?
We're gonna have to kill Theo's mom.
Maybe.
This podcast got hands.
She could be like a Terminator friend, right? Terminator 2 was a thing. Is
she cats with mechanical parts around her, like the gauntlets, or is she part cyborg?
Part cyborg.
Let's get this bread.
What have they replaced her head with? That's not possible.